Nag Panchami is a traditional worship of snakes or serpents observed by Hindus throughout India, Nepal and other countries where Hindu adherents live. The worship is offered on the fifth day of bright half of lunar month of Shravan, according to the Hindu calendar. The abode of snakes is believed to be patal, and lowest of them is also called Naga-loka, the region of the Nagas. As part of the creation force and the blessings are sought for the welfare of the family. Serpent deity made of silver, stone or wood of the painting of snakes on the wall are given a bath with milk and then revered. According to Hindu Puranic literature, Kashyapa, son of Lord Brahma, the creator had 4 consorts and the third wife was Kadru, who belonged to the Naga race of the Pitru-loka, and she gave birth to the Nagas. Among the other 3, the first wife gave birth to Devas, the second to Garuda and the fourth to Deities. In the Mahabharata epic story, Astika, the Brahmin son of Jaratkaras, who stopped the Sarpasatra of Janamejaya, ruler of the Kuru Empire which lasted for 12 years, is well documented. This yajna was performed by Janamejaya to decimate the race of all snakes, to avenge for the death of his father Parikshit due to snake bite of Takshaka, the king of snakes. The day that the yajna was stopped, due to the intervention of the Astika, was on the Shukla Paksha Panchami day in the month of Shravan, when Takshaka, the king of snakes and his remaining race at the time were saved from decimation by the Sarpasatra yajna. Since that day, the festival is observed as Nag Panchami. Etymology: Panchami is the 5th day among the 15 days of the moon's waxing and or waning. This special day of the serpent worship always falls on the 5th day of the moon's waning in the lunar Hindu month of Shravan, July-August. Hence, this is called Naga Panchami. Legends: there are many legends in Hindu mythology and folklore narrated to the importance of worship of snakes, such as in the Mahabharata mythology. Indian mythological scriptures such as Agni Purana, Skanda Purana, Narada Purana and Mahabharata give details of history of snakes extolling worship of snakes. In the Mahabharata epic, Janamejaya, the son of King Parikshit of Kuru dynasty, was performing a snake sacrifice known as Sarpasatra, to avenge for the death of his father from a snake bite by the snake king called Taksaka. A sacrificial fireplace had been specially erected, and the fire sacrifice to kill all snakes in the world was started by a galaxy of learned Brahmin sages. The sacrifice performed in the presence of Janamejaya was so powerful that it was causing all snakes to fall into the Yajna. When the priests found that only Takshaka, who had bitten and killed Parikshit, had escaped to the nether world of Indra seeking his protection, the sages increased the tempo of reciting the mantras to drag Takshaka and also Indra to the sacrificial fire. Takshaka had coiled himself around Indra's cot, but the force of the sacrificial yajna was so powerful that even Indra along with Takshaka were dragged towards the fire. This scared the gods, who then appealed to Manasa Devi to intervene and resolve the crisis. She then requested her son Astika to go to the site of the yajna and appeal to Janamejaya to stop the Sarpasatra yajna. Astika impressed Janamejaya with his knowledge of all the sastras, who granted him to seek a boon. It was then that Astika requested Janamejaya to stop the Sarpasatra. Since the king was never known to refuse a boon given to a Brahmin, he relented, in spite of protests by the rishis performing the yajna. The yajna was then stopped, and thus the life of Indra and Takshaka and his other serpent race were spared. This day, according to the Hindu calendar, happened to be Nag Panchami, and since then the day is a festival day of the Nagas, as the life was spared on this day. Indra also went to Manasa Devi and worshipped her. According to Garuda Purana, offering prayers to snake on this day is auspicious and will usher good tidings in one's life. This is to be followed by feeding Brahmins. Worship On the Nag Panchami day, Nag cobras and snakes are worshipped with milk, sweets, flowers, lamps and even sacrifices. Images of Nag deities made of silver, stone, wood, or paintings on the wall are first bathed with water and milk and then worshipped with the reciting of the following mantras. Fast is observed on this day and Brahmins are fed. The piety observed on this day is considered a sure protection against the fear of snake bite. At many places, real snakes are worshipped and fares hell. On this day, digging the earth is taboo as it could kill or harm snakes which reside in the earth. In some regions of the country, milk is offered along with crystallized sugar, rice pudding. A special feature is of offering a lotus flower which is placed in a silver bowl. In front of this bowl, a rangoli of snake is created on the floor with a brush made of wood, a clay, a silver, a gold with sandalwood, a turmeric paste as the paint. The design pattern will resemble a five-hooded snake. Devotees then offer worship to this image on the floor. In villages, the ant hills where the snakes are thought to reside are searched. Incense is offered to the ant hill as prayer along with milk to ensnare snakes to come out of the ant hill. After this, milk is poured into the hole in the ant hill as a libation to the snake god. On this occasion, doorways and walls outside the house are painted with pictures of snakes. Auspicious mantras are also written on them. It is believed that such depictions will ward off poisonous snakes. Nag Panchami is also the occasion observed as Bhratru Panchami, when women with brothers worship snakes and its holes, and offer prayers to propitiate Nagas so that the brothers are protected and do not suffer or die due to snake bite. The Nag Panchami is also celebrated as Vishari Puja, a Bishari Puja in some parts of the country, and Visha means poison. Folk tales. Apart from the scriptural mention about snakes and the festival, there are also many folk tales. On such tale is of a farmer living in a village. He had two sons, and one of whom killed 3 snakes during plowing operations. The mother of the snake took revenge on the same night by biting the farmer, his wife and 2 children, and they all died. Next day, the farmer's only surviving daughter, distraught and grieved by the death of her parents and brothers, pleaded before the mother snake with an offering of a bowl of milk and requested for forgiveness and to restore the life of her parents and brothers. Pleased with this offering, the snake pardoned them and restored the farmer and his family to life. In folklore, snakes also refer to the rainy season, the Varsha Ritu in Sanskrit. They are also depicted as deities of ponds and rivers and are said to be the embodiment of water as they spring out of the holes, like a spring of water. Worship in various regions in the country, as it is believed that snakes have more powers than humans, and on account of its association with Shiva, Vishnu and Subramanya, a degree of fear is instilled, resulting in deification of the cobra and its worship throughout the country by Hindus. Snake has connotation with the moon's nodes known in Hindu astrology. The head of the snake is represented by Rahu and its tail by Ketu. If in the zodiacal chart of an individual all the 7 major planets are hemmed between Rahu and Ketu in the reverse order, it is said to denote Kalasarpa dosha, which forebodes ill luck and hardship in an individual's life, and therefore appease by offering worship to the snakes on the Nag Panchami day. Central India. In central India, in Nagpur, Maharashtra state, snakes have special identity. The name of the city is derived from the word Naga, which means snake, as the place was infested with snakes. Naga-loka temple in Mahal is where worship is offered on Nag Panchami day. The temple was found under the neem tree known as Naga-loka Vota, under a platform. Another important event held on this occasion is an arduous trekking pilgrimage known as Nagdwar Yatra to Pachmahi. On this occasion, food prepared as offering to the snake god is cooked in a kadai. North and northwestern India. Nag Panchami is celebrated all over North India. In Kashmir, from historical times, snakes have been worshipped by Hindus, and the places of worship are reported as 700. In northwestern India, in cities such as Benares, it is the time when akaras as part of Nag Panchami celebrations are bedecked. On this occasion the akaras are cleaned up thoroughly and walls painted with images of snakes. Priests preside, and the gurus are honored along with the sponsors. Its significance is that the wrestlers stand for virility, and Naga symbolizes this scheme of virility. Akaras are decorated with snake images showing snakes drinking milk. In Narsingarakara in Varanasi there is special shrine dedicated to Nagaraja where a bowl is suspended above the image of the snake and milk is poured into it so that it trickle over the snake god as a form of an offering. On this day snake charmers are everywhere in towns and villages displaying snakes in the baskets which will have all types of snakes such as pythons, rat snakes, and cobras mingled together. Some of the snake charmers hang limp snakes around the neck and crowds gather to witness these scenes. The snakes in the basket are also worshipped on the occasion. However, in Punjab this festival is celebrated in a different month and in a different format. In the month of Bhadra is called Guga Navami. On this occasion an image of snake is made with dough and kept in a winnowing basket and taken round the village. Villages offer flour and butter as oblation to the image. At the end of the parade, the snake is formally buried and women worship the snake for 9 days and give offering of curds. Western India, as in the rest of the country, the Nag Panchami is celebrated in Western India and is known as the Ketapala Kshetrapal, meaning a protector of his domain. In this part of the country, snake is named Bujang, which is also the Sanskrit name for snake. In the Kutch region, the name is attributed to the city of Bhuj, which is located below the hill named Bhujiya, after Bujang, as it was the abode of snakes. On top of this hill there is a fort known as the Bhujiya Fort, where a temple has been built for the snake god, and a second temple is at the foot of the hill known as Nani Devi. Bhujiya Fort was the scene of a major battle between Dashorji, the ruler of Kutch, and Shravan Khan, Mughal viceroy of Gujarat who had invaded Kutch. It was the early period of Dashorji's reign, when the army of Kutch was in a state of losing the battle. A group of Naga Bawas opened the gate of Bhujiya Fort by a clever ploy of visiting Nag temple for worship and joined the fray against Shravan Khan's army. Eventually Dashorji won the battle. Since the day Naga Bawa and a leader have a pride of place in the procession held on Nag Panchami day. Within the fort, at one corner, there is a small square tower dedicated to Bujang Nag, who in folklore is said to have been the brother of Sheshnag. It is said Bujang Nag came from the Navkatiyawar and freed Kutch from the oppression of demons known as deities and Rakshasas. The snake temple was also built at the time of the fortification of the hill during Dashorji's reign and provided with a chhatri. Every year on Nag Panchami Day a fair is held at the temple premises. In the Sindhi community, Nag Panchami is celebrated in honor of Gogro. Eastern and northeastern India. In eastern and northeastern states of India such as West Bengal, Orissa and Assam, the goddess is worshipped as Manasa. In Hindu mythology, Manasa is a snake goddess who was also called Jaratkaru and wife of Brahman sage also named Jaratkaru. On this occasion, a twig of Manasa plant symbolizing the goddess Manasa is fixed on the ground and worshipped, not only in the month of Shravan, as in the rest of the country, but also in the month Bhadramasa. Festival is held within the precincts of the house. South India. In South India, snake is identified with Subramanya and also with Shiva and Vishnu. In Karnataka, the preparation for the festival starts on the new moon day of Bhima Amavasya, 5 days prior to the festival day of Panchami. Girls offer prayers to the images made out of white clay painted with white dots. They take a vow by tying a thread dipped in turmeric paste on the right wrist and offer prayers. An image of snake is drawn on the floor in front of the house and milk is offered as oblation. On the night previous to the festival they keep complete fast to take a salt-free diet. After the puja, a food feast is held. In South India, both sculpted and live snakes are worshipped. Every village has a serpent deity. It is worshipped as a single snake or 9 snakes called an Nag, but the popular form is of 2 snakes in the form of an Eculapian rod. Every worshipper in South India worships the anthill where the snakes are reported to reside. Women decorate the anthill with turmeric paste and vermilion and sugar mixed with wheat flour. They bedeck it with flowers with the help of threads tied to wooden frames. In Maharashtra, they go round the anthill in a worship mode 5 times, singing songs in praise of snake gods. Another form of worship practiced by women who have no children for various reasons. Install stone statues of snakes below the patal tree and offer worship seeking blessings of the snake god for bestowing them with children. This is done as it is believed snakes represent virility and have the gift of inducing fecundity, curing barrenness. In Coorg in Karnataka, an ancestral platform called Naga is installed with rough stones which are believed to be the ancestral incarnation in the form of snakes, but they are not necessarily worshipped on Nag Panchami day. In Kerala, Nagas are serpent worshippers. A shrine is normally established for snake god at the southwest corner of the ancestral house, along with temple for the Paradevata. For Nag Panchami day, and women fast the previous day. They then on the Nag Panchami day, take bath at dawn and pray at the Tharavard Sarpakavu. They take the 30 milk home. A chembarathi flower is dipped in the milk and sprinkled on the brother's back and then do an arti. Then a thread dipped in turmeric is tied on the right wrist of the brother. After that a feast is served. Observance in Nepal. The ritual is widely observed in Nepal, particularly for the fight between Garuda and a great serpent. It is also the festival held in honor of the great serpent on the coils of which Lord Vishnu is resting between the universe. In the Changunarayan temple in Kathmandu, there is a statue of Garuda which is said to have been established by Garuda himself, and on the Naga Panchami day the image is said to sweat. Reminiscing his great fight with a giant snake, people collect the sweat and use it for curing leprosy.